trap is a trap. They cloned Tyrone, but this ain't the first time they cloned him. They've been cloning this nigga for years. Welcome to the real.
The real Black Illuminati.
Host, Crip Jesus, the blue God, the true God. Peace to the divine family. And let me not even play with y'all. You know where you at. And if you're not, you about to find out right now. Let's go.
You know, when you're a black man in America, you gotta make something out of nothing, baby. You gotta wiggle, you gotta move, you gotta finesse, you gotta tap in. That part. Gold chains, heads wrapped like a Saudi. Tap in with the lokes. We the Black Illuminati. We be posted at Lamar Park, hustling, catching bodies. A dripping OT. Thirsty peaches flew to Saudi. Money schemes, my niggas had dreams of riding Bugattis. Now it's 4-finger rings supreme with kings around me. Watch me turn the metaphysical to physical. It's not just lyrical, it's literal. These guns get rid of you, the spiritual. Spit out, let drip off a nigga lip, but get up in you and rip you up like 100 hollow tips. Bismillah, Iraq, Rahim, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, Elijah Muhammadeen. Had a dream last night on some other shit. Farrakhan and Malcolm X pulled up in the mothership, talking about UFOs, black kings and queens that was rich as fuck, swimming in pools of gold. But niggas like you don't wanna hear that though. You were descended of one of them snitches or dudes that told the white man about all the fucking Jews and gold. And that's how everybody in the crew got sold. Fucking blabber mouth, I don't like his type. Pull that ratchet out, we tapping in. All these bitch niggas doing is tapping out, tapping out, tapping out, tapping out, tapping out, tapping out. Gold chains, heads wrapped like a Saudi. Tap in with the lokes, we the Black Illuminati.
So you see that one? Yeah.
Oh, we back at it.
That's that one, yeah. Back at it again. In the hood entertainment, you feel me?
Night, man.
That part.
You never know what's gonna bring.
See, I ain't know if it's in the hood music, in the hood clothes, that's where they go. In the hood entertainment.
Everything.
It's just in the hood entertainment.
It's everything.
Now, here's the problem with my people. You know, it gets to a point where you tell them that the devil is there, they don't believe it. They, the devil, you sound funny. You tell them, hey, that guy right there, he's the devil, the one that's beating on you, the one that's killing you, the one that's giving you all the bad food, the one that's lying to you, that's the devil. That ain't the devil, man. You believe in that stuff, And now he actually has our kids going on TV, calling themselves the devil, saying they're on demon time, and niggas is still talking about, man, that ain't the devil, man. We all got some good and some bad. I mean, when is y'all gonna wake up? When is y'all gonna wake up, bro? So when is the devil first brought up in the Blue Bible? Do y'all got y'all copy of the Blue Bible? If y'all don't, then let me bring myself in here correctly. So I am Crip Jesus, the Blue God, peace of the divine family. If you want to reach out to me, you can reach me on Instagram at Holy Crip Jesus, HOLYCRIPJESUS. On Twitter, Crip Jesus Blue God, CRIPJESUSBLUGOD. Or you can just Google me. Type in Crip space Jesus into the Google and I'll pop up. I'm everywhere. Okay? You can find me. Don't even worry about it. All right? I'm real easy to find. And we got to get to the bottom of this, y'all, because it's not making sense anymore. Okay? It's getting to the point now. They used to say, got to get up out the ghetto, got to make it out the hood, you know. Now they saying we trapped. And niggas is coming out. Well, shit, they was saying we trapped, what, 20 years ago? I'm in the trap. They was talking about trapping Jeezy and all that. Now, niggas they was trying to tell us that we was trapped. Now niggas is proud. They like, nigga, now niggas want to be trapped. I'm trying to get out and get my trap on. I'm trying to get up in the trap. I'm trying to trap. Like, niggas want to trap. They want to be in the trap. They want to be demon time. You're talking about, oh, that shit ill. That's sick. They want to be sick and ill. People are literally taking I don't want to say the word shots, jabs, whatever you want to call it, that is telling you they making you sick, telling you people dying from it, and they still taking it. I mean, what are we gonna do? When we got our people like this, how do we save them, bro? It's almost like we can't even wake them up. So I'm gonna give y'all 30 seconds and y'all tell me when the devil first appears in the Blue Bible. If y'all even got a copy of the Blue Bible. I know it's at least 5 or 10 people in here watching. They got a copy of the Blue Bible. Come on. So if you got a copy of the Blue Bible, tell me what page does the devil first appear? So the devil first appears on page 3 in the early beginning. Okay. Now, is this when the devil first appeared in history? No. This is when the devil first appears for me, and I don't even see him. Right here. Let me turn on the music, man, because we finna get real deep for y'all, okay? So right here, when I say, let me read the whole page. Oh, my bad. I said page 3. I meant to say page 4. My bad, y'all. I said page 3. Page 4. Page 4. Page 4, y'all. Page 4. So we got page 1. That's the introduction. Even there, I got a little struggle. The homies go against me, all that. But ain't no devil there, though. That's just internal beef. Page 2 is a picture of the guy. Page 3 is the first page of chapter 1. And you got page 4. So let's try it again. For all those that got your Blue Bible, the devil first appears on page 4. And I haven't learned about the devil yet at this point. It's the first time I'm learning. So right here, I say, my father was a carpenter and a Christian and a musician. His father was a carpenter and a Christian and a 33rd degree Freemason from New Orleans, Louisiana. All my homies taught me, I'm describing my father and his father. So this was the type of knowledge and wisdom and understanding that was there. But it couldn't save me because they weren't directly teaching me. No one was teaching me. And no knowledge is almost just as bad as low knowledge. Knowing a little bit is better than nothing, but knowing nothing, it's just all bad, bro. All my homies taught me was crime. I do recall my father once telling me that Crip meant community revolution in progress. At the time, I didn't believe him. There was no internet and no one in my community had ever mentioned a revolution. Okay. The biggest legend in the streets of South Central when I was growing up was not a revolutionary. It was a man serving a life sentence in the federal penitentiary known as Freeway Rick Ross. Word on the street was he was a member of the Hoover Gangsta Crips. I believed this until he was released, and I found out he was not a Crip at all. It was later revealed that the CIA used Ross to turn LA's local gangs into drug cartels and flood the ghettos of America with crack cocaine. During his incarceration, a hip-hop artist from Florida stole his identity and refused to pay him for it. Instead, Def Jam Records literally cloned him right in front of our eyes. You don't know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about Rick Ross. Yes. Right there, you see the real Rick Ross, the guy who was actually manipulated by the CIA, who are undercover spies that fly around the world doing a bunch of illegal shit on behalf of our country, on behalf of the U.S. government. And there goes Rick Ross, the rapper, who was a CO, a police officer, a CO, a correctional officer at a prison, who was hired by the government to basically take what they did with this man by getting him to turn the gangs and the cartels by feeding them drugs, and now they take this rapper and they get them to do it mentally. They feed the idea of being a drug dealer, rapping, the trap. They feed this ideal to you. You feel what I'm saying? Now they call it trapping. At first they used to call it thug, being a thug, the thug life. Yeah. Now, as I mentioned in the book, thugs were not drug dealers. Let's keep going. Freeway Rick wasn't the only drug lord in California. Northern California's kingpin was Felix Mitchell of Oakland's San Antonio Village. He was a living legend. Even Huey P. Newton, the leader of the Black Panther Party, attended his legendary funeral. So the drug dealers did have a place in the community. They played kind of a Robin Hood type of role. You know what I mean? But Robin Hood stole from the rich and gave to the poor. So this was more like what the Black Panthers represented. You know what I'm saying? Raymond Washington. Let me go back to page 5 of the Blue Bible. Get your Blue Bible, man. It's explaining to you how I went from that to what you have in front of you now. Raymond Washington, the creator of Crip, was not involved in the drug trade. His mission was to unite all of the homies as one. Drug wars were not good for unity. To be honest, most of the Crips I grew up around were not drug dealers. They were thugs. The term thug comes from the Indian word thag and thuggy. All right. Now, what's thag? What's thuggy? What is this ancient tribe? Well, you got to be careful because that could be a trap as well. As I explained in the Blue Bible, all these different groups, all these different diversions from the truth and breaking away from the truth is what has got us stuck in this. Hold on. God damn. It got us stuck inside this trap. You feel me? And what we're trapped in is this thug mentality, this gangster mentality, this need to murder and kill and sacrifice. Why do so many people across the country bow down to the niggas in Cali and want to kill on behalf of Cali and want to be thugs? I'll tell you why.
Now we're going back to the thug story. The reason why I'm explaining the thug story, because this has a lot to do with what we're talking about today. A lot of times I would start off with a little trivia, and I'll just bring this trivia out to you today. Where does the word thug come from? And you know, you have fun. I said, how many of you say it comes from New York? How many of y'all say it comes from Italy? How many India? How many Los Angeles?
India.
Okay. Okay, the definition of the word thug comes from the Hindi verb thanglana, which means to deceive. Okay. So what I explained is that 50 years ago, there was a tribe called the Thuggee tribe. Okay. And the Thuggee tribe is a tribe out in Bombay, India. And they worship a goddess called Kali. Now you see some of the rappers, a lot of times they'll say Killer Kali. And they spell it K-A-L-I. Well, Kali was a goddess of death and destruction. Right? That was worship, one of the Hindu gods that was worshipped out in India. Even Muslims would worship her. And matter of fact, the Thuggee tribe was made up of Hindus and Muslims. And as you see her, she's depicted with some male heads on her waist, stepping on a body. And so, you know, people wanted to pay homage. I mean, you ever walk into a restaurant and you see food laying out, altars? Why are they doing what they do? They're trying to pay homage. But, you know, back in ancient times, even unto this day, they pay homage to their gods. Why? Because they want their livestock to be blessed, their harvest to be blessed, and their women to be fertile, right? I mean, it's the same story. So if you look at her, she had a bloody tongue, male heads around her waist, right? Some shanks. She had 10 arms, about 10 arms there. A box of chocolates and flowers probably wasn't going to appease her, right? What do you think she wanted? She wanted some blood sacrifices. So the thugs would break off into little cliques around the countryside of India. And they would befriend travelers. At that time, many people were walking by feet. They travel in like real big packs. And they would set up these lavish campsites with barbecue and entertainment and a drink. They'd smoke marijuana. And when travelers would come by, they'd be like, hi, we're the Thuggies. Why don't you guys come in and join us? You guys look a little tired. We'll take care of your horses, your camels, and you can rest your feet and have something to eat and just sleep here for the night. We have a little entertainment. We'd love to have you as our guests. So they'd be like, man, these thugs sure is hospitable, right? So they would come into the campsite and the thugs would fix them plates of food and entertain them, give them smoke, give them drink. Now, what happens after you have that second, third plate of barbecue? You start fading, right? You start fading a little bit to black. So they'd be like, hey, you want some covers? You want me? And they would just make them very comfortable. You want some more, marijuana? You want some more alcohol? And when they would go into a deep sleep, what do you think the thugs would do? Yeah, they would strangle them. And then they take their body as a sacrifice, slit their neck and let the blood just pour out onto the sacrifice. And they believed they would be blessed in doing that. Okay. And then of course, they would rob them of all their jewelry too. And these guys committed that. They said, wow, 40,000 murders a year. Okay. And now they're still in action today, but they go by, another name. What is that another name? A Punjabi tribe, the Punjabis. And then they're a mafia. Also, but they network with all the major gangs. And they're like untouchable. Because the FBI, they frustrate the FBI because the FBI can't touch them. But they know what they're doing. So, but what was interesting is they had another ritual that they would do before they would go out and kill. This goes back, this is where we're talking about deliverance right now. This is how this all relates. Okay. And we're going to talk about drugs, pharmakia, alcohol. Now, the history of drugs, right? Before I go into the story of the thugs and alcohol, yeah. The word pharmacy comes from the Greek word pharmakia, which means sorcery and witchcraft. Okay, so see, in ancient times, the shamans, the witch doctors, medicine man, they go before the tribes. They say, hey, do you want to be braver before you go to war? They'd be like, yeah. They say, you want to be able to create music that get any type of woman you want, play the right frequency, and that woman will just come and want you through the drumming or whatever. They say, yeah. You want to be able to hear the deities, your ancestors, their voices, to see them. They're like, yeah. Well, how do I get that? What do I need to do? They say, well, you need some pharmakia. What's pharmakia? So they put out the cocaine, the peyote. The thugs' favorite pharmakia was marijuana. So the thugs believed when they would smoke the marijuana, right, the portal of their soul would open up. What is the soul? The mind, emotions, and will. And what happens, a lot of times the serotonin is released, the demons release the serotonin, dopamine, so the person feels good. Why would they do that? Why would it feel so good? Because the demons know if they could tantalize that flesh, that they could keep that portal open so the person can give place to them. That's why the Bible says don't give place to the devil.
Are you sick of having issues with your webinars? Wasting tons of time on troubleshooting with attendees? If so, you need StreamYard on air. Hey, it's Dana.
Now, the point is right there. Let me blow myself back up. Lord have mercy. Hold on.
to do. King Solomon, who is, by the way, my mentor growing up.
So the point I'm making here is this, is that, does that sound like something good? Does that sound like what we need to be aiming for? Why are these things being placed in front of us as children and then being remixed and repackaged for our children? So when we were growing up, they made thugs seem like the greatest thing. That we thought that meant fighting against the system, huh? We thought that meant, you know what I'm saying, being a, you know what I mean, being a stand-up revolutionary or something. But no, the Thuggy tribe was that, what I just played for you. And that has nothing to do with what T. Rogers was talking about, what Jeff Fort was talking about, what Larry Hoover was talking about, what Raymond Washington was talking about, what Tookie Williams was talking about, what the Zoes or the Mob or the Felix Mitchell, any of these dudes we look up to, any of these rappers we look up to, they were not the purpose. Even if they did change later, the purpose of the one who put them in power, the Most High, was not to get them to lead us to destruction. But however, they seem to keep on doing it. And I've been sent to open your eyes up. Now check this out. You got 30 seconds to tell me what's missing from this. This is supposed to be a picture that was taken by a man driving by this car right before he died. But there's something missing from this picture that doesn't make
real
sense.
Black Illuminati.
That makes me. There's something missing from this picture that doesn't make sense. Now, this is the man right here responsible that they use to market the thug thing to everybody. After he supposedly dies, every rapper in the world is talking thug this, thug that, thug this, thug that. But what's missing in this picture right here? Y'all got 30 seconds to tell me. If anybody got it right, I owe you a cash app, okay? Check this out. I don't think nobody got it right, though. I'm down in the comments checking right now. So we're going to go to chapter 11 of the Blue Bible, page 98. I'm going to give y'all the answer real quick. Where is the keys for that car? Why is there no keys in the ignition? Was that a fake picture? They claim that they're supposed to be driving in that picture. Somebody drove by and snapped a picture of them. Why is there no keys in the ignition? It seems to me that this was a fake picture that they put together. I waited a whole month to bring this up here. I've been new about it, but I tried for a month to find some excuse. And the truth is, they're lying about this picture. They're going around lying, saying that this picture was snapped by a man while they were driving. While they were driving. Interesting, huh? Okay. It seems to me that they wanted to use what we created to pump up what they want to create. What I mean by that is this. Oh, well. It's not up there. Hold on. Oh, well. Now, hold on. Let me break this down to y'all. The person who took this picture claims that I came to a light at Harmon Ave and I looked over and saw some shiny rims on a BMW. I looked over and it was Tupac and Suge. I said, yo, what up, Pac? He paused for a second. Then he recognized who I was and said, yeah, what up, man? He said, I asked what they were doing tonight. And he said they were going to Club 662 and I should come over. I said, all right, cool. Hey, let me grab a picture really quick. My camera was in the center console, so I just grabbed it, then snapped that picture. Right after that, the light changed green and they pulled off. I got a few cars behind them, and then they made a right turn. Okay. Well, we just get to it, man. What does that got to do with anything I'm talking about? Well, what I'm talking about is they always looking for people with ties to the Black Panther or ties to the street gangs or anything that we consider rebellious, that's considered raw and against the system to us, to use to make us think we're working against the system when we're really working with the system. And that's what they did with the drug dealing thing. They used Rick Ross to sell to the Crips and get the Crips to take it all around the country like this was the new thing that we were doing to get our own money and F the system, when really the government was the one that was serving it to Rick Ross. Chapter 11, page 98, the Blue Bible, get your copy. Oh yeah, hold on, let me tap y'all in too, man. So we got, come to the website, we got the Blue Bible. When you go to the first page of the website, man, you know, you got it right there where you can actually click the entity and buy the book. You see the blue one, you got the black and white one. You click that icon, and you get the ebook version. We got the ebook version for only $13. Look down in the comments. Look down in the description, and you'll see the you can get the physical or you can get the ebook for $13. Or if you just want to make donations, because I see sometimes people be leaving me super chats. You know, YouTube takes 30% of that, and I'm not able to get it right away. So you want to leave a donation, I'm gonna leave the what's it called, y'all? The Cash App information in the live chat, and then also in the comments. I just don't really like begging. I like trading, bro. So it's a lot of things I could bring. You know, the Blue Bible. You can order more copies, give them to your grandma, your auntie, your uncle. Y'all can argue about it. You could get an ebook version and send it to your kids. I want this information out there more than anything. The money's good, but when I stopped selling drugs, I gave up on the money. When I stopped being a thug, I gave up on the money. I don't care about the money no more. I care about this mission. And the truth is, I can end up back in prison or dead any moment. But what's going to happen when that does happen? This information is still going to be here. You feel what I'm saying? So the entity known as Crip is over 50 years old, and the teaching of its members today have nothing to do with the teachings of its founders. Raymond Washington was not a pimp. He was not a mob boss, and he was not a drug dealer. He was the Jesus of all of America's Bloods and Crips, slain for our sins and ignorance. Now, some people may say, Bloods and Crips, what are you talking about? That's why you get a copy of the Blue Bible and find out how the Bloods and Crips was one thing at first. Just like the GDs and the VLs and Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt and the Shia and the Sunni, all these things were one at first. Even Jesus, Esau, was a descendant of an ancient Egyptian tribe in the Egypt. And I mean, you got to get this book, man. You can see how it all goes in one, bro. The Blue Bible. I go from the blue rag to the blue light in Freemasonry. Stop. I didn't become a Mason, but I ain't gonna give y'all all the secrets. You gotta get the book and find out how we got all this information. Now, the Bible's Jesus walked with criminals. Parts of the New Testament were written in prison. Christ himself was born a fugitive and hung on a cross next to thieves. While alive, he entertained drunks, prostitutes, and murderers. Okay? So the power of Jesus' teaching is supposed to redeem the fallen. That's why my name is Crip Jesus. Crip doesn't mean you banging the blue rag and you down with my hood, my set. No, Crip as in at the etymological meaning of Crip. As you see in page what? Page 8 of the Blue Bible. It says crypt. Death is the spirit of crypt. Even the word itself is etymologically crypt, which is a room where a tomb is placed. Crypt is a proper description of my homies. They are a dead people. They are caught in a cycle of death. My neighborhood and my homies are both crypts. Still, the fact remains, as I showed and proved, Allah is seen and heard in all worlds, including the world of crypt. Let's go back a paragraph and see right there. To be honest, the Crip gang is responsible for more violence in the black community than any other element within said community. Pop Smoke, King Von, and PNB Rock were all murdered by Crips. After joining the 5% Nation, the first man I taught was a Crip with Tupac Killer tattooed on his fingers. Death is the spirit of Crip. Even the word itself is etymologically crypt, which is a room where a tomb is placed. Right? You place the tomb in the crypt, and we wait for it to resurrect. So this same death style, this program to kill yourself that they programmed into my people by getting rid of their leaders or taking their leaders' teachings and switching them up. That's the same thing they did with Rick Ross. They took him off the streets, gave him a life sentence, buried him alive, and took the gangs and started teaching them all this crazy stuff and infiltrating them and putting out a rapper with the same name to teach them even more devilish shit. Don't believe me? Well, let me show you myself. Let me show you myself. Hold on. My bad. Oh, damn, man. I'm getting all mixed up. My bad. Hold on. As a matter of fact, let me get my shit together in the name of the GOAT.
Oh my God, it's so cozy.
Let's get it.
Jazzy here with the real Rick Ross. What's up?
It's all good. How you?
How are you?
I'm good.
All right, so I'm so glad to see you and meet you here. I got a couple questions for you. So, how do you feel? We're just gonna get right into it.
Let's do it.
How do you feel about the rapper Rick Ross having the same name?
Well, the fact that he stole my name, not that we had the same name, he actually stole my whole story, my identity, the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
He built his career off of my legacy. It's mixed feelings. Sometimes when you look at it, you say, oh, wow, somebody named themselves after me. That's flattering.
Mm-hmm.
That they thought enough about me to say, you know what, I want to be like you. But on the other hand, he didn't have the decency and the respect to come to me and ask me, could he do that? Or compensate me for doing that.
Have you ever spoke to him about this?
Yes, we spoke about it.
What did he say?
When I was in prison, we spoke on the phone. He's supposed to come down to the prison and see me.
Mm-hmm.
I sent him the visit form and everything, and he changed his number.
That's it?
I sued him. I sued him, Universal, Warner Brothers, and I think with Sony.
What happened?
I lost the lawsuit.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
They had 15 lawyers.
Oh.
And I had one lawyer. So they just worked him to death, and then the judge eventually gave them the motion that where they won the case. They said I should have filed my lawsuit 5 days before I got out of prison.
Oh, and then you would have had a better chance.
I would have had a chance to win. Yeah.
Right.
I could have got it to a jury.
Oh,
I knew if I would have got to a jury trial, I would have won. But
Mm-hmm.
in order to get to a jury trial, you have to pass all the litigation, legal, all the little things that you have to go through. So it was statute of limitations is why I lost.
So if you were to bump into Rick Ross, or have you ever bumped into him since that whole situation, or have you just squashed it and let it go? You're I'm done with it.
I'm doing so much stuff right now. My life is so big.
You're a changed man.
Not just a changed man,
Okay.
but I just got so much stuff going on. I got and as far as definitely as black brands, I'm the second biggest brand in marijuana behind Mike Tyson.
I didn't know that.
Yes, I'm getting ready to shoot a motion picture with Reginald Hudlin.
Okay.
What else I got going on? Boxing.
Yes.
I'm doing boxing now.
So you got your hands on a lot of stuff. Now, what is this I'm hearing about Snowfall? Like, I never heard about this. I know the show is popular. It's one of my husband's favorite shows, but it's mimicked after your life?
Yeah. If you go to John Singleton's page, when my documentary came out, Freeway Cracking the System,
Okay.
stayed on Netflix for a year and a half. me and John is on a picture, and he's holding my book in his hand, and he said, "Rick Ross, great story, Snowfall coming soon." Now, I don't really go on social media like that.
Okay.
So I didn't really pay attention to it until after Snowfall came out, and then I saw the show, and I was like, "Wow, John stole my story," and made a documentary. Made a movie about it, and then didn't count me in on it. So he definitely took me. Anybody who read my book will tell you, or watch my documentary.
So how is that okay? Is that because he loosely based it? It's kind of fictional. How is he okay, able to get away with that?
It's fictional, and then I have so much stuff in the what they call intimate domain.
Mm-hmm.
Where I've been in so many newspapers and magazines that those things really become open to the public.
Okay, so it's nothing you can do about it.
I don't know. I'm talking to a lawyer right now who says he thinks he can. I don't really care anymore. It's like I was more disappointed in John as a friend because I felt that we were friends.
You were stabbed in the back.
He was helping me do my movie, and for him to go out and do a documentary, and then he knew my financial situation. I just got out of prison. I was broke. I needed help.
Right.
He could have gave me a job on the set as a consultant or something, let me make a little money. And to know that he does a drug movie about LA and
loosely based
on me and don't give me a consultant job or anything. Well, last time I seen him before he died, he told me he owed me some money. And the pandemic hit and all this stuff went.
How do you feel now that he has passed away?
I don't like him.
Okay, we're gonna let that. We're gonna leave that right there. He done passed away. It doesn't change it.
No, it don't change who he was. He was a low down. He wasn't cool.
Wow. Yeah, that is
don't matter.
wrong.
It don't matter if you're dead or alive. If you ain't cool, you ain't cool. I'm not one of the ones that go to the funeral. And I'll be standing up there like, "Oh, he was a great guy, and he did this and he did that," and it's all bull. Right. I keep it real. And he didn't do me right. And if anybody asks me, I'm gonna let them know, how I felt about it.
Well, do you watch the show at all? Are you happy that? Well, it's kind of doing me justice. It is popular,
Well, I got a podcast off of it.
Okay.
I got a podcast called After the Snow. I'm doing it with the guy Dave Mays, who started the Source magazine. He contacted me one day and was like, "Man, I got a great idea for you." And when he first told me, I never watched the show. And I was like, I don't really want Snowfall, got a bad taste with me. And I was doing so well with other things that I didn't want to be distracted. Like with the rapper, when I got out of prison, the lawsuit distracted me from doing the things that I really wanted to do. So I didn't want that to happen with this here. So I was kind of like staying away from it a little bit. And then after I thought about it, I said, let's do it. And I'm glad I did because the show's doing really well. We on all of the platforms for podcasts, and women are starting to pay attention now.
You know what? That's called working smarter, not harder. Because it's like they did all the groundwork for it, all popular. And so you just kind of, like, this is my story. I'm going to capitalize off of it, and I'm going to give you the real me. Now, from what I see from Snowfall, you standing here like you a nice person.
Well, they got it twisted.
You were vicious.
No, not at all.
Never.
They traded my brain for violence.
But never violent.
I'm smart. I'm smart.
He's still smart. He like
No, I'm smart, not violent. Violence is for people who can't think. They let their emotions take over. And even Franklin, Franklin and him had lunch, together. And he was telling me how he wished that I was on the set so that he could pick up more of my characteristics. And he was going to go to the people and talk to them about bringing me on.
That's interesting. What do you think about all of the rappers out right now? And, a lot of rappers are getting shot and killed. And you just said, you're smart, you're intelligent. What do you have to say to those, live this kind of crazy life?
We just spoke in Boston today, and I thought about the rappers with their violent songs are really creating violence for our community, and that we need to try to change that and bring more happy and
They're trying to stop the truth. They mad I got the truth up here. I'm revealing them. They thought I was trying to get y'all to become drug dealers, gang bangers, and say, oh yeah, the name of Allah, we moving bricks for sure. Hell no. I keep the Crip on the front and the Crip definition to let y'all know this is real. And y'all think we're going to escape the violence, the perversion, the death, and the horror in the streets by just ignoring it, by just acting like it's not there? These people are our nieces, are our nephews, are our brothers, are our cousins. And while we sitting up here twerking and watching snowfall, acting like this shit cool, we falling apart. Do you understand that they took our way of life and perverted it and called it Christianity? Do you understand they took our way of life and perverted it and called it Egyptology? Do you understand they took our way of life and perverted it and called it Buddhism? Do you understand they took our way of life and perverted it and called it the pimpism, the culture, the ism? Do you understand they took our way of life and perverted it and called it the gangster lifestyle, the gangsterism? They took another culture we made in New York, the gods standing in ciphers saying peace, drop that knowledge, yo, called hip hop, and they perverted that shit. They called it gangster rap. And now that they've killed all of our teachings, all of our way of life, what is a way of life? It's a religion. That's why I got the song called Crip is My Religion, right? Well, now Islam, because the point is your way of life is your religion. These isms, go to page 113 of the Blue Bible. The so-called Negro population was taught this fear on breeding farms east of the Mississippi River. The sex plantations being controlled by the Freemasons who used pedophilia and zoophilia to splice the genes of the gods. Their goal is to corrupt the original man's genetic coding and create a beast-like nature. The nations ruled by Caucasians practice bestiality and zoophilia. Within their interactions and environments, they spread the DNA of the beasts they eat, handle, love, cohabitate with, and procreate with amongst us. That in itself is splicing. Their goal is to use the media to pressure our children to splice their own genes with all of their isms. They're going to use all these weird things they're slipping into our music and videos and all of that to teach our children to do it to themselves. Kill yourself. Put the poison in your own body. Splice your own genes. Hey, be a ism. A TGTS ism. You know what I'm talking about. Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Did y'all know 30 years ago they was already slipping this in the hip-hop videos? Are y'all ready for this? Are y'all ready for this? I don't think y'all ready for this. Yeah, it's your boy Biggie. I like the Biggie too. But did y'all know this was going on in there?
Because one of these homies Biggie got to creep with, sleep with, keep the F a secret. Why not? Why blow up my spot? Cause we both got hot. Now check it. I got more Mac than Craig and in the bed. Believe me, sweetie, I got enough to feed the needy. No need to be greedy. I got mad friends with Benzes. See no.
Okay, so you gonna tell me you didn't just see that? You didn't just see that. You didn't just see that. Let's run that back again.
Now check it. I got more Mac than Craig and in the bed. Believe me, sweetie, I got enough to feed the needy. No need to be greedy. I got mad friends.
Was that a TG? Was that the LBGTT dot block block before we even thought of it? Why is the TG standing there taking a piss in the bathroom with the homies 30 years ago in the Biggie video? Why I don't remember this? And why I never noticed that Tupac did not have no keys in that goddamn ignition? And why, when Rick Ross, the fake Rick Ross, came out, we all thought he was real, and then they revealed later on that he was a CO. He was a CO, y'all. Yes, he was an officer working for the government, meaning that they could have told him to do this as part of his job. You ever thought about that? Did you ever think about that? It gets that real, bro. Oh yeah, it gets that real. So while you sit here think I'm being a conspiracy theorist, you need to be sitting here trying to figure out what the hell is going on and why is it that Crip Jesus keeps revealing shit to you that even the deepest channels don't reveal to you. Where are the keys in that ignition? See, it's too much mystery going on, bro. And this dude, Rick Ross, could easily been doing that, not just to fit in for hip hop, or you real, you fake. No, let's speak more about who you working for. You feel what I'm saying? Why is Def Jam? Do y'all know the same people? Let me break this down.
Nice. Pixel. A spa day was the perfect idea.
The same people who own the record labels own the prisons. The same people that own the record labels own private prisons. That means the same people paying to put all the hot words on the social media, put the dream in the outfits, and pay for the 10-year-olds to be shooting dice with finesse 2 times, and pay for the little kids to be in this, that, and the other. The same people that just had the 15-year-old smoking weed on no jumper with the neck tat talking about gang banging and all that. The same people paying for that own the private prison, bro. For real, homie. I'll prove it to you right here. Let me go to it, bro. I don't even got time for this. Hold on. Page 94 of the Blue Bible. Get your copy of the Blue Bible. If you really want to save your cousins, save your homies, save your young ones, you need to get a copy of the Blue Bible. Because I'm the only one breaking it down from this perspective. You can look at all these black conscious dudes. They talk all day. But I'm the only one coming from the trenches that can save the people in the trenches. Let's go. Page 94. The news stations in the LAPD instigated the gang wars between black and Mexican neighborhoods. Once the police departments, courts, and lawyers grew to a magnitude of controlling the economics of LA, they became untouchable. The Los Angeles Sheriff Department has over 150 secret criminal gangs operating within it. The LAPD are the biggest gangs in North America. California had to build over 30 new prisons to fit all of its homemade slaves caught up in the modern-day Indian War. CDC even went as far as to export prisoners out of state to private facilities for contracts. Music executives and foreign investors got in on America's prison industry. After the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989, the Cold War between Russia and America ended. Europe was left filled with weapons and spies. Operation Paperclip exported many of those spies to North America. So the music executives and the foreign investors got in on America's prison industry. Come on, man. The music executives. So if the music executives are in on the prison industry, why is it that this dude works for the prison industry and the music executives? Pay attention. Wake up. Pay attention.
At all, because this is your room.
I can't wait.
So were you a correctional officer?
I was, yeah.
So going all the way back. When was that? How long ago?
Maybe when I was 20.
20 years old.
Yeah.
What kind of people were in there?
I didn't really get to make it to the prison because you got to go through training and all that, and I didn't last long.
Right.
I may have lasted 4 months.
Right.
Before they said,
yeah,
I was a little tardy.
What made you want to do that?
One of my big homies had just got in trouble, and a lot of things were going on, and he just suggested it.
You fuck with it or no?
Nah, I didn't. Anything you got to really do, and fucking running and jogging and all of that shit, man. I missed a few days.
What was your paycheck a week then?
It was horrendous.
How much?
It's like $25K a year, I saw, right?
Some shit like $500 every 2 weeks.
$500 every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
How long did it take?
They was trying to tell, they wanted me to do right, man. They said they seen greatness in me.
Yeah.
They wanted me to be great, man. And they actually had 2 choices for me, a fireman or a fucking corrections officer.
Imagine Rick Ross, you're in a fire and Rick Ross comes and saves you.
You'll fucking probably burn like a fucking
he's not
piece
saving
of
your
chicken.
ass. He's getting your girl.
I
leaving
love that.
you.
No, it's just sometimes
Rick Ross saves a cat out of the tree.
I'm
Just
going
climbs up
to
there.
be honest. Summer wouldn't have anything to fucking worry about.
I can't do this, bro, because you're trying to make light of it, right? They're trying to make light of it. They're trying to make it funny. They're trying to make it like a joke and hee ha ha. It's just a random job you had. But what you don't understand is these are the type of people that are the reason we're in this situation. We never bowed it down to our enemies. And when I say we, I'm talking about the Aboriginal people of North America, also the indigenous Aboriginal people of Africa, Asia, and the rest of the planet Earth. We never bowed it down. We never been weak. We never been anybody's slaves. This whole story about them landing here in 1619 with 20 people from Angola and us being submissive slaves, that's a lie. Let's go to page 85 of the Blue Bible. And I'm going to tell you why it's a problem having people like this around who work for the government and come amongst us like they gangsters and like they down with us and they really still working for them. The first English settlement, y'all at page 85 of the Blue Bible? I bet y'all didn't know all this was in the Blue Bible, huh? Oh, yeah. The first English settlement in North America was not Jamestown. The English first attempted to settle in North America in 1587. Their leader, John White, left for supplies and returned to an empty colony. All he found were skeletons. In 1622, we organized the Jamestown Massacre. We murdered about 400 and would have been more if a snitch didn't warn them. See, not only do they use these dudes to put ideals in our mind and control us, it's just the New Age house niggas. They also use them to find out what's going on with us, to put them amongst us and find out the truth of what's going on, to get intel. Is hip hop safe? Hell no. We just saw the thug thing. We just saw them with the drug dealing thing. They try to make us trap. But then we also just saw Biggie and them with the gender, with the TG-ism. What's up with that? Well, I'm about to show you what's up with that. I don't think y'all ready for this. I don't think y'all ready for this. I don't think y'all ready for this. Cause I know a lot of y'all like, man, Biggie gone, Tupac gone. You should be talking about this stuff and all that. But no. I'm here to save the babies. I'm not worried about what y'all going through. I don't care how much you like the Biggie or whatever. In 30 seconds, your memory of Biggie, LL Cool J, and all that is about to take a different turn. So the TG, TS, whatever you want to call it, down there that you see was actually in Biggie's video, was in LL Cool J's videos, was in some of Busta Rhymes videos. Oh yeah. And check this out. What it says right there is legendary television director Choke No Joke revealed that the trans that got you stuck in a crazy trance being hypnotized mingled in hip-hop circles back in the day. This information might be shocking to some, as the hip-hop community seemed to be anti-homo for decades. The music videos Flavor in Your Ear by Craig Mack and Big Papa by Notorious B.I.G. were huge hits on the music charts in the early 90s. The lead model in both these videos is TG, according to Choke No Joke. The model was also featured in Notorious B.I.G.'s video Warning. I mean, this model was making... Hey, I'm not laughing at y'all. I'm laughing at myself. Because I really fed into this hip-hop shit, man. I really wanted to be a rapper. I really thought this was rules to this shit. And the same dudes I looked up to, Tupac, Biggie, Kanye, all these dudes have been working with the devil, and it's all right here in the Blue Bible. I don't use my feelings in this one. I ain't even the one that wrote this. The ancestors wrote this. They came and revealed it all to me. Hood politics, man.
Hey, Zeus. You go all the way through. That's what I'm saying. Migo. Hey. It's all hood politics, acknowledge it. These niggas ain't graduate from no colleges in Hollywood. All these rappers selling they soul. Finger in the booty hole, these niggas Marilyn Monroe. Ray Pride, gay pride, fuck us up with that. I thought I saw a game with 6ix9ine, I had to double back. Hold up, look. That's that nigga whack. Damn, that shit was whack. You know real niggas never feel you in the trap. How you say you blood, stab the bloods in the back and give a voice to a fake blood, nigga, that's a rat. And he told on niggas wear the same color flag. And now YG doing videos of drag. You know it's all bad when you listening to rap and you gotta hear a bunch of niggas snitch between the ads. Oh, man. Alright, look. I told him take all my jewelry, clothes and guns and let me fast for 40 days by my lonely. We the 5% of the 5%, we the only ones. Lord Jamar told Vlad to his face that we the chosen ones. I shouted out Farrakhan right there on No Jumper, cuz owe me one. I'm Joseph's son, I'm Mansa Musa. I'm the one that set it up, the driver and the shooter. Crip Jesus make the trap say hallelujah. Rest in peace Raymond Washington, free Larry Hoover. It's all hood politics, acknowledge it. These niggas ain't graduate from no colleges, play ball for no scholarships, read books by Malcolm X. I gotta reach him and teach us what the teachers didn't teach him. The lost tribe of Jesus. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We the lost tribe of Jesus. Israel Muslim. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I'm him. Let's go.